Your mower didn't die over the winter. The gas did. It's the first warm Saturday of spring, the grass is finally up, and you're standing in the driveway yanking the pull cord on a mower that just will not start. Before you give up and go buy a new one, listen to me for a minute. The engine is almost certainly fine. What's killing it is a number printed on the gas pump you walk past every single time you fill up. And that number is quietly rotting small engines all over the country. I'll name it in 1 second, and then I'll show you the $3 habit that stops it cold. 30 years on the same half-acre, and I killed 2 mowers learning this the hard way, before anybody ever bothered to explain it to me. So let's name it. Walk up to almost any gas pump in America and look at the little sticker on the front, usually right next to the grade buttons. It says E10. That stands for 10% ethanol, basically corn alcohol, blended into 95% gasoline. And it is not some rare specialty blend you have to go looking for. More than 95% of the gasoline sold at pumps in this country is E10. You have been pouring it into your mower, your string trimmer, your leaf blower, and your snow blower for years, and you probably never gave that little sticker a second look. It is on the pump because of federal renewable fuel rules. And for the car in your driveway, honestly, it is mostly fine. For the mower in your garage, it is a slow death sentence. To understand why, you have to understand one strange little thing about ethanol. Ethanol is thirsty. The technical word is hygroscopic, which just means it pulls water vapor straight out of the air around it. Pour a fresh gallon of E10 into a gas can, leave that can sitting in a humid garage, and the fuel inside is slowly drinking moisture out of the air the whole time. Now, in your car, this barely matters. Your car burns through a tank of gas in a week or two. The fuel system is sealed up tight, and the gas never sits long enough to cause any trouble. Your mower is the exact opposite of your car. It gets filled once, and then it sits in the corner of the garage for weeks, sometimes for whole seasons. The snowblower sits all summer, the mower sits all winter, and the gas tank on a small engine is not sealed like a car's modern fuel system. It is a simple, cheap, vented tank, and it sits there breathing that damp garage air the entire time. Here is where it all goes wrong. When that ethanol and gas mixture sits long enough, soaking up water the whole time, it eventually hits a point where it cannot hold anymore. So the water and the ethanol drop out together and sink to the bottom of the fuel tank as a separate layer. The folks who work on these engines call that phase separation, and it is exactly as bad as it sounds. That heavy, watery layer settles right onto the bare metal at the bottom of the tank and down inside the carburetor. And it does what water sitting on metal always does. It rusts. It corrodes everything it touches. And meanwhile, the gasoline left floating on top has had a chunk of its octane stripped right out of it. And as that fuel ages, it turns into a sticky, gummy varnish. That varnish dries inside the carburetor and plugs up the jets, which are tiny passages narrower than the wire in a bread bag twist tie. A plugged jet means no fuel reaches the engine, and no fuel means you, standing in your driveway, yanking a cord on a mower that is never going to catch. And this is exactly why small engines get wrecked when your car doesn't. Your car has a sealed, pressurized fuel system built with materials chosen to shrug ethanol off. Your mower has a vented plastic tank, a rubber fuel line, a brass float, and a carburetor full of little passages. Simple, cheap, and wide open to the problem. So the same fuel that runs through your truck with zero drama can quietly destroy the mower sitting 10 feet away. Now, the good news is that the fix for every bit of this costs about $3 and takes about 30 seconds. And I'm going to walk you through it. But first, you need to see that the people who actually build these engines already know exactly what's going on. Because here's the part that genuinely surprised me. The mower and trimmer companies are not hiding any of this. They have written it straight into their own manuals and warranties. Echo, the company behind a huge share of the trimmers and blowers in this country, warns in its own paperwork that ethanol fuel can cause loss of power, overheating, vapor lock, and the premature deterioration of fuel lines, gaskets, and carburetors. Stihl, another giant in the chainsaw and trimmer world, spells out the octane problem directly. They warn that the gasoline left floating on top of a separated tank has lost octane, and that running your engine on it can cause unstable operation and major engine failures. So the manufacturer is telling you, in plain writing, that the fuel from the corner gas station can wreck the machine they just sold you. You'd think that warning would be on a big sticker right on the mower handle. Instead, it's buried on page 9 of a manual that goes straight into a drawer. And the repair shops? They see the aftermath every single spring. Walk a dead mower into any small engine shop in April, and the tech can tell you what he's going to find before he even pulls the cover off. A brass float in the carburetor pinholed straight through, white crusty corrosion crawling across the metal. Fuel jets packed solid with hardened varnish, rubber fuel lines gone stiff and cracked. Half the time, the carburetor is corroded so badly it's ruined beyond saving, and a brand new carburetor for that mower can cost most of what the whole mower is worth. And no, that repair is almost never covered under warranty, because fuel damage falls on you, not on the manufacturer. Now, I want to be straight with you, because this is the exact spot where a lot of scary internet videos go completely off the rails. The ethanol industry pushes back hard on all of this, and they actually make a fair point. They'll tell you E10 is perfectly fine in normal use, and that most of the water that ends up in a tank comes from plain old condensation, not from the fuel itself. And here's the honest truth. They are not wrong. If you run your mower every single week all season long, burning through fresh gas before it ever has a chance to sit and separate, E10 will almost certainly never give you one bit of trouble. This is not a case where one tank of gas instantly destroys your engine. That idea is nonsense, and anybody selling it to you is selling fear. This is a storage problem. The damage happens when the fuel sits still. A mower you use weekly is drinking fresh fuel faster than the ethanol can ever do its damage. The mower that dies is the one that sat untouched all winter, with a tank full of station gas, quietly rotting away in the dark of the garage. So if it's a storage problem, then the fix is a storage fix, and it's almost embarrassingly cheap. Here is exactly what I do now, after burying 2 perfectly good mowers. First, for anything that mostly sits, the snowblower, the generator, the backup chainsaw, I buy ethanol-free gas. You'll see it sold as recreational fuel or marine fuel, sometimes labeled E0, with that 0 meaning zero ethanol. A lot of gas stations now run one ethanol-free pump, and most marinas and plenty of hardware stores keep it in cans. No ethanol means there's nothing in that tank sitting around pulling water out of the air. Second, when ethanol-free gas isn't handy, you add a fuel stabilizer. It's a little bottle off the shelf at any hardware store, a few bucks, and you pour a capful right into your gas can. That, right there, is the $3 habit. It keeps the fuel from separating and turning to varnish while the machine sits. And third, the big one, the one that would have saved both my mowers. Never put a mower away for the season with untreated gas sitting in the carburetor. Either run the engine completely dry, so there's nothing left in there to rot, or fill the tank up, add the stabilizer, and run it for a minute so the treated fuel works its way through the carburetor. A few dollars of stabilizer, or a few extra cents a gallon, beats the price of a new carburetor. And it absolutely beats the price of a new mower. But I told you I'd be straight with you, so here's the honest trade-off on that ethanol-free gas. It costs more. Depending on where you live, you're looking at roughly 50 cents to $1.50 more per gallon, and it can be a genuine pain to track down. So for the mower you run every single weekend all summer on fresh fuel, don't bother with it. Plain E10 from the corner station is fine. And paying extra for recreational gas you're going to burn off in 3 days is just throwing money away. The ethanol-free gas and the stabilizer earn their keep on the stuff that sits. The seasonal stuff. The snowblower, the generator, the pressure washer, the mower heading into winter storage. That's where a couple of dollars actually saves you a couple hundred. So look, the next time a mower won't start in the spring, don't reach for your wallet. Reach for the carburetor, because 9 times out of 10, it wasn't the engine that quit on you. It was the gas that rotted in the tank while you weren't looking. A $3 bottle of stabilizer and a can of ethanol-free fuel would have saved both the mowers I dragged to the curb. And nobody at the gas station is ever going to put that on a sign, because there's no money in telling you your old mower is just fine. That's the thing I keep running into out here on this Half-Acre. The product usually isn't the problem. It's the one little detail nobody ever bothers to mention. Which brings me to next time. I want to walk you over to the rack of grass seed at the garden center, the bag-stamped contractor's mix, and show you how much of that bag is cheap filler and weed seed you're paying good money to dump on your lawn. Same game, different shelf. If you've ever cursed at a dead mower or a patchy lawn, subscribe and stick with me, because I'm going through this whole store one shelf at a time,